Welcome to SEC Tournament Today. I'm Stephen Willis alongside Chad Smith. We got a lot of stuff to get into today. Appreciate you coming through. Ole Miss, a 7-4 winner last night over Auburn, but we're going to talk a little bit about the Vanderbilt Commodores coming up. Big game tonight that is supposed to start at 8-ish. In other words, if there's an extra inning games, you're not getting out of here until 2 a.m. Isn't that right, Chad?
That's right. We just about did that last night.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. I'm curious of who Vanderbilt's pitching. I enjoyed that series. I like the way that Vanderbilt plays the game. They're a pleasing team to watch. So there's a lot of fun that could start off at 9 Eastern, 8 Central tonight ish.
Absolutely. And I think our first wrinkle, if you will, if you'd like to call it that, with Vanderbilt, they're not gonna be going to their power arms this series. So we had all thought that Vanderbilt would go to lighter, but Corbin has decided to go a different route, and we'll have to definitely see what comes of it tonight.
Who is the starting pitcher for Vanderbilt tonight?
So they're going to start Christian Little, and he's got a 3-1 record, 5.57 ERA, but he hasn't been used extensively. He's got a very low strikeout to walk ratio. He's only had 37 strikeouts and 15 walks, but the righty, he can definitely throw a fastball, as most of these Vanderbilt pitchers can do. We see this quite often, but and it almost sounds like a broken record when we talk about him. But his fastball comes in between that 91 to 93 mile an hour range. And he has been able to touch 95 on occasion, but it's not going to happen regularly.
Yeah, and as opposed to Ole Miss teams in the past, velocity doesn't seem to affect this Ole Miss batting order.
That's correct. In fact, they've been taught. I believe it. Coach Coach Clemens has actually come out and taught them to attack the fastball. Attack the fastball first, and then make adjustments as you go further into the game. And it does, in many cases, it depends on what type of pitcher we're going up against. But Coach Clem has them cued in on that fastball, and for good reason. When you're dealing with 94, 95, 96, all the way up to 99 mile an hour fastballs that are coming in on the plate, you've got to learn how to attack it, or else you're just going to get beat. That's the simple explanation behind it.
What is his off-speed stuff, and what's the velocity of it coming in?
Sure. So Little, along with his fastball, he has a curveball that's in the 74 to 76 range. It's an 11 to 5 fastball, or excuse me, curveball. And he also has the ability to show a little bit of a tilt on it, a little bit of a sweeping motion to almost fool the batter into thinking it's a slider. And so he's got those pitches in his repertoire, but at the same time, it comes back to his changeup as well. He's got an 80 to 83 mile an hour changeup that can really just devastate you if he's got all four pitches ready to go in there. If he's got all four pitches working for him, that changeup is going to be devastating.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. You're seeing a trend of coaches not wanting to basically repeat arms if you can avoid it in the early stages in the SEC tournament. Like, Ole Miss isn't going to face Kumar or Leiter or Riley. And Auburn didn't get to see Doug Nikhazy. That's one of the reasons Doug ran out there. And
So,
it's kind of interesting to see the strategy in a long form tournament like the SEC tournament.
sure, and we've got, with the way that college baseball is nowadays, The scouting reports are abound. There are many scouting reports out there, and these kids, young men, sometimes have a scouting report from back when they were 12, 13, and showed progression in each and every pitch or event that they had up until that point. So going out there and seeing a pitcher live for the first time definitely creates the advantage, puts the advantage on that pitcher and that the team that has not shown their cards, I guess, to the other team yet.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Anything that Ole Miss is going to do with their lineup into and before tonight's game?
Well, I think we're going to see a similar lineup to last night. We're going to see more of Leatherwood in right field. We're going to be basically stacking it for right field the way we would for a right-handed pitcher, and properly so with the tools that Christian Little has. But uh, you're going to see much the same that we saw this past weekend and yesterday. I think I believe that Coach Bianco is actually coming out and has settled, except for a couple of spots, has settled on his lineup over the past 4 games. So look for more of the same there. I like where uh, leading off with TJ. That was a brilliant move, and TJ stepped into that role uh, quite well. It filled it up nicely. You've also got JB. Bench has come in there in the number 2 hole, and he's hit there before. He succeeds there because he gets those base hits. Then you get to your Kevin Graham and your cleanup with Till Melko. But what we do need to be working on is getting Hayden Dunhurst back up to speed and get him out of his quote unquote slump. Although last night's homer went a long way to help that one.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we'd like to see a little bit more from Chatagnier. If he can uh, get to firing on all cylinders with Dunhurst, that's going to be a dangerous lineup to any team that we faced.
Yeah, Chatagnier hit a couple balls hard last night. Actually had a base hit, I believe, in the game as well. So you starting to see him potentially coming out of that slump. He had a home run shortly ago as well. Um,
Absolutely.
so looking at Vanderbilt's lineup, give us a little refresher on what we need to expect.
Sure. And this is kind of once again, back to the broken record of 2 weeks ago when we played them in Oxford. Their lineup is loaded. And two in those 2 out of 3 games we saw there in Oxford, Carter Young was the power hitter. He provided the power, and he stands right now at 15 home runs with 47 ribbies. So that's a lot of run production we're going to have to look at. Dominic Keegan is also another one of the batters that really Vandy batters that we had some trouble with. He gets key hits and had those key hits in the Saturday game against us at Swayze, where they won pretty big on that one. And then he has 11 home runs and also a batting average of 379. Those are just gaudy numbers. But the main player that I would be concerned with the most, if I were going to single out one, is the center fielder Enrique Bradfield. He had a field day on the turf there at Swayze. Uh, Bradfield's hitting a 366 average. He's got an on base percentage of 478. And I believe we all remember if he doesn't make it to second base or on a steal, they're going to call in, basically go to a review because he's so fast and he steals so many bases. In fact, the he's stolen 42 bags on the year. So they can do a little bit of everything: hit for power, hit for average, and get out there and run, steal the bases as well. So we've definitely got our hands full this evening, but we can do it, especially with the new pitcher in there. I think that will play more into our favor.
All right, and who's Ole Miss's starting pitcher tonight?
Tonight we're going to go with Derek Diamond.
Okay.
He will be. That's the indication that I have is Derek will start. Of course, over the past really 3 weeks, he's had some ups and downs. Of course, getting back into the lineup full time. But Derek is a heck of a pitcher. We really saw him last week bear down on a Georgia team that came out swinging hard. They had a very good game last. What was it? Friday. Wanted to make sure it wasn't Saturday there, but it was. He had a decent game on Friday and is improving. You can see him build his confidence a little bit at a time. And I believe that's going to continue to happen. That's going to continue to develop. And for us to make any type of run, in the postseason, we definitely need him to come up there.
Okay, and since this is SEC tournament today, the other three games that of the single elimination day, what were your takeaways?
Well, all of them went about the way that I expected yesterday, and of course, LSU losing that game to A&M. I expected LSU to go down pretty early. Um, uh, Everything's going pretty much according to plan. Of course, double elimination starts today, and that's really when the week kicks into overdrive, if you will.
Yeah, and starting today, it basically four teams become a much tougher regional than Ole Miss is going to face in the NCAA tournament with Arkansas the 1 seed, Vanderbilt the 2 seed, and Ole Miss coming in as a 3.
That's right. That's right. This is going to be. We know in SEC conference turning time, there are no easy outs in this field. You might have a single elimination team come up from that bracket and surprise every once in a while. But by this time in the SEC season, where we've had 10 different SEC weekends, SEC matchup weekends, it's going to be scratching and clawing and doing everything we can to get to the next game, get to the next level, get to that win.
Absolutely. This has been SEC Tournament Today with Chad Smith. We'll be back tomorrow for more SEC Tournament Today. Until then, hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy.